now. So now we get out of the drive-thru and we're about to make a U-turn. There's 4 other guys that's standing on the corner here. I'm like, honey, let's go get those guys. She's like, come on now. And you're getting a little crazy, you know. But that's what we're supposed to be at. We're supposed to be crazy like that. Because guess what? Satan is crazy like that. He's pulling our kids by their teeth, by their hair. He's doing everything and anything that he can do to get our kids. But we have to fellowship with those lost. We have to. Just because you saved don't make you better than them. You're not. You just know, and they don't. Y'all catch that? You just know, and they don't. You know about Christ. You know how he makes you feel. You know you can give up everything to him. They don't know that. They're like, you can't even see this guy. How you going to say you love something you don't see? Because they haven't felt it. They don't know how he can pick you up when you're down. They don't know that, you know, when you're going through things, how all of a sudden things just turn around, things just change. Because God's hand on it. But guess what? What if that person, and I want to put this in your mind, what if that person that planted the seed for you did plant that seed? Where would you be? What if they didn't share that little bit of knowledge about Christ with you? What if they didn't take a little bit of time out of their day to fellowship with you? Where would you be right now? You know where you would be? You would have the same clothes on that that person has on that you deny. The right to know Christ. Because that's what you're doing. If you're not sharing Christ with somebody, if you're not fellowshipping, I'm not saying, listen, in the word it says watch who you're yoked up with. Right? I'm not saying all of a sudden, you know, we're about to go into business, and I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is sharing the word, sharing God's love. Don't deny anybody that type of love. You can't deny nobody that type of love. Who are you to deny anybody that type of love? You know what I mean? How many times have you been somewhere and you felt like, and I get it all the time. I'm sure Ryan gets it sometime. I'm sure a lot of people get it sometime. You're walking somewhere and they look at you like what? I'm a Christian rabbi. You know? I go into a church sometime and they're looking like, you're gonna rap? You know that's devil music? You know what I'm saying? Until the words come out, until God uses you to let you can see, wow, he has Jesus on him. It's the same thing. Some of these people that you're not fellowshipping with, that you're afraid to get next to, at one time in their life, there was a little spark that was lit inside of them. Maybe God has you in their lives right now to ignite that little spark to a big inferno. Not to go up to them and blow it out. So I encourage everybody to fellowship. Like again, like I said, the 3 types of it. And that's instruction, maintaining, and encouragement. Now before I end this, I want to, I looked up the word fellowship, and a couple of things that stood out to me was cooperation. That's funny. Cooperation. You know? kind of goes with obedient. Being obedient, you know what I'm saying? Similar taste, right? You and your brother got God in your lives, right? Similar taste. They're both liking, right? Interest, companionship, the fellowship of father and son, friendliness. That's the big one. Don't be afraid to be approachable. You have to, as Christian people, we need to be approachable. We need to make sure that we are approachable. People need to see Christ on us. They need to see Christ on us. There was one of my pastors was talking one day. He said he was in, I think it was North Carolina. And in North Carolina, there's this hamburger stand, right? And this hamburger stand only sells two things, hamburgers and hot dogs. They don't add nothing to the hamburgers, take nothing away from the hamburgers. They don't add nothing to the hot dogs, take nothing away from the hot dogs. The only thing that they do is they throw crazy onions on everything. Okay? This place stays packed all the time. He said they were out there and they were about to go hunting and they decided to stop by this particular, I think it was called Melvin's or something like that. They decided to stop by this one particular hamburger stand. On the way to where their destination, they also decided to stop at Walmart to grab some other hunting stuff that they needed, right? So as they were sitting there and were talking at the counter, they were talking to each other, and the cashier lady looks at one of them and goes, "Ooh-wee, you must have been to Melvin's," right? Because she knew that smell. One of the pastors told me one time, he said, "What if you walked into Walmart and somebody looked at you and said, ooh-wee, you must have Jesus on you." If you spend time like that with Christ, that when you walk out and you go somewhere, they know it because they can see it. They can smell it. They can hear it out of the tone of your voice that young lady or that young man has been spending time with Christ. Another little short story I want to tell you about. I don't know how many people listen to SOS radio station. Not a lot of listeners. I'm glad there are no DJs here. They would be upset. But I'm driving to work one day, and this really, really touched me, okay? And these two pastors. One of the pastors asked the other pastor, he goes, "Man, I go to this prison every week, and we're doing a good job." He goes, "But some of the inmates I can't really, connect with." He goes, "Would you go with me next week and, talk to them? Maybe you can connect with them?" The guy goes, "Yeah, I'll go with you." So the pastor introduces this other pastor. He gets up on the platform and he starts talking. And all of a sudden this inmate from the back, he goes, "I know you. I know that voice anywhere." And the pastor goes, "No, I don't think you know me." He goes, "No, I know you. I will never forget that voice." He goes, I don't know. I don't think you know me." He said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "You remember last month you went to some people's house and you prayed for them?" And he thought about it. He goes, "Yeah." He said, "Not too long ago, I was laying in my bed and all of a sudden God put these two people on my heart. And he couldn't sleep, so he woke up and he drove to the people's house. And it was storming, it was raining, but he got up anyway and he drove to the people's house. And when he got there, everything looked calm. But he was led to pray for those people at their doorstep. He goes, "I know, I was there." He goes, "You were there?" He goes, "Yeah, I was behind the curtain." He goes, "That night changed my life." He goes,